Hey everyone! Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories and insights. Here's the rewritten script, crafted to be fresh, original, and copyright safe while keeping the same meaning, structure, and emotional weight. I'm Jennifer Hagan, 31 years old, and I never thought I'd find myself alone in a honeymoon suite, gazing at a half-drunk bottle of minibar whiskey, piecing together how my world fell apart in just 3 days. The hotel bed is sprinkled with rose petals, meant for a joyful moment that will never come. Instead of wedding joy, I'm surrounded by quiet remorse and a piercing clarity that cuts deeper than any heartache. People call it a mistake, but it wasn't. It was a decision. 3 nights ago, my fiancé of 4 years, Adrian, stared into my eyes and issued an ultimatum. Sign away your safeguards, or I won't meet you at the altar. It all started Thursday afternoon when Adrian summoned me to the living room with words no bride wants to hear. We need to talk 3 days before our wedding. On the coffee table lay a tidy stack of documents, my prenup sent by my lawyer weeks earlier. It was straightforward, equitable, standard. We each keep what we bring to the marriage. Inheritances remain separate, and my logistics business stays mine. Nothing harsh, nothing unfair. I built that company from the ground up. 5 years of late nights, warehouses, trucks, and deals. It's worth just over $1.2 million on paper. Not enough to quit working, but enough to show my hard work mattered. Protecting it wasn't about greed, it was about logic. But Adrian didn't agree. He lifted the papers like they were trash, his voice dripping with disdain. This is offensive. I blinked, confused. What's offensive about it? That it exists, he snapped, leaning back with crossed arms. You're supposed to trust me. We're about to vow forever. If you need a shield from me, why are we even doing this? His tone was sharp, practiced, like he'd rehearsed this speech. I kept my cool. Adrian, this isn't about trust. It's about being sensible. Your lawyer can look it over, suggest edits. That's normal. He let out a cold, hollow laugh. I'm not wasting money on a lawyer for this nonsense. Something in me tensed. You should have your own counsel. That's important. His smile faded, his eyes turning cold. Here's the deal, Jennifer. You're going to sign a new paper right now, one that voids this prenup. Do it without your lawyer, or I'm not walking down the aisle on Sunday. The air vanished from the room. My ears buzzed. An ultimatum, 3 days before our wedding. I stared at him. You're making me choose between you and my future, between you and everything I've built. I'm giving you a chance, he shot back, to show you love me more than your precious company. My jaw dropped. Precious company? That company was funding the wedding, every flower, every seat, every absurd $15,000 venue bill. When I pointed this out, his face turned crimson. This is what I'm talking about. You always flaunt money like it's everything. It is something, Adrian, I said. It's $62,000 I've spent on a wedding you're now threatening to abandon, unless I give up my legal protections. His voice broke. Protection from me? Your future husband? That's vile. I sat in silence, counting my breaths to stay grounded. For years together, a year engaged, deposits paid, relatives flying in from across the globe. His tux hung in the closet, my dress waited upstairs. Yet in that moment, I saw the truth. He wasn't asking for love. He was demanding I surrender myself, piece by piece, until I was only what he permitted. Finally, I whispered, I understand. His shoulders loosened, a smug look crossing his face. He thought I was caving, but in my mind, a storm was brewing. That night, in the stillness of my office, I typed a message, hands trembling but words firm. Dear friends and family, I regret to inform you that the wedding between Adrian and me, set for Sunday, is canceled. Adrian was right. The prenup I asked him to sign was an insult. It assumed our marriage could fail. If I need that kind of safeguard from someone, I shouldn't marry them. I realized this too late, but not too late to avoid a mistake. Thank you for your understanding. Gifts will be returned. I hit send. All 200 guests. 1 click and it was done. My phone erupted. Messages, calls from unknown numbers, friends demanding answers. I silenced it. Back in the living room, Adrian scrolled through Instagram, oblivious. Did you make your calls? He asked, not looking up. I did, I said quietly. I handled everything. He grinned, smug and satisfied. I knew you'd come around, Jennifer. That's why I love you. You always do the right thing in the end. I packed a bag as he babbled about the rehearsal dinner. As I shut the door behind me, he called out, "Leave the prenup on the counter. I want to burn it. Symbolic, a new beginning." I left it there. Why not? It was meaningless now, or so he thought. But as the elevator descended, I whispered, "Not a new beginning, Adrian. An ending." Friday morning, I woke at Jerome's apartment, my phone a war zone. 73 missed calls, endless voicemails, WhatsApp flooded with essay-length messages. I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Adrian's smug grin, thinking I'd surrendered. He didn't know yet. Jerome, my college best friend, handed me coffee, eyeing my phone. "Jennifer, did you really cancel your wedding with a group text?" I nodded, steam blurring my view. Adrian demanded I void the prenup without a lawyer, 3 days before the wedding. What was I supposed to do? Talk to him, Jerome suggested. He gave me an ultimatum, sign or no wedding. I chose no wedding. Before Jerome could reply, his phone buzzed. He frowned. "It's Adrian. 12 calls since last night." "Don't answer," I whispered. By noon, Adrian's text poured in. "What the hell did you do?" "This isn't funny, Jennifer. My parents are at the venue. Staff says you canceled everything. Answer me. You can't do this to me. We have 200 guests." I read his desperate, furious words and typed back once. "You said I had to choose between the prenup and the wedding." I chose. Then I blocked him. But blocking Adrian didn't bring calm. His family came next. Greta, his mother, got my new number within hours. Her voicemail dripped with venom. "You pathetic woman. How dare you humiliate my son? He gave you 4 years, loved you, and you destroyed him over money. You'll regret this, Jennifer. I'll make sure everyone knows the monster you are. You'll pay for shaming our family." My hand shook as I listened. For years of Sunday dinners, gifts, forced smiles, gone in an instant when I refused to obey. Then Lucinda, Adrian's younger sister, texted, "Jennifer, what you've done is unforgivable. Adrian's a wreck. Vendors want payment. The venue won't refund us. Our cousin flew from Portugal for nothing. Marry him tomorrow or pay for it all." My throat tightened. Us? I'd paid for everything. Adrian's family contributed nothing but arrogance. Then Hendrik, Adrian's usually reserved father, sent a polished email. "Jennifer, I'm deeply disappointed. I thought you were honorable. Adrian says you chose your business over him. No company is worth losing someone who loves you. Reconsider before it's too late." I nearly laughed at the absurdity. I wanted to vanish. Jerome's apartment felt suffocating. Every ping of my phone another blow. At 2 a.m., scrolling through the chaos, friends, acquaintances, all tearing me apart, I felt anger solidify. I wouldn't let Adrian's narrative win. I opened my laptop, pulled up screenshots, my original guest message and a new one for clarity. Adrian demanded I void our prenup without legal counsel. When someone gives you an ultimatum, sign this or no wedding, 3 days before the ceremony, believe them. They're showing their true self. I chose to believe him. I sent it to everyone who'd contacted me. If Adrian wanted to play victim, the truth would speak louder than his tears. The messages slowed that night, but the silence wasn't soothing, it was ominous. They were regrouping. By Saturday morning, my fears were confirmed. A message from Greta made my stomach churn. I read it aloud to Jerome. "You can smear Adrian, but tomorrow he'll prove his love in front of everyone. You can't escape, Jennifer. We'll see you at the club." My skin prickled. Jerome frowned. "The club? What's that mean?" I didn't answer, I already knew. The storm grew louder. Another email from Hendrik. "Jennifer, I raised my son to be loyal and devoted. You've thrown that away for contracts and lawyers. You're blinded by greed. Do you know what people are saying? Reconsider before you destroy your future." His words weren't about love. They were about control, just like Adrian's ultimatum. Greta took to social media, posting a photo of Adrian in his tuxedo fitting, captioned, "A mother's heart shatters when her son is betrayed. He deserves love, not deceit." Pray for him. Her friends chimed in. Poor Adrian. How could she do this? Ungrateful. Every phone tap was a stab. Vendors circled like vultures. The floors demanded full payment. The orchestra said cancellation was too late for refunds. The venue's lawyer sent a $15,000 non-refunded notice. All in my name. Adrian hadn't paid a dime. Yet he spun tales of financial ruin to his family while I carried the debt. That night, at Jerome's kitchen table, bills spread out like a grim puzzle. He poured me wine, watching me unravel. They're turning everyone against me, I whispered. And I'm paying for the wedding. Jerome leaned in. Then show them the truth. So I did. I found Adrian's text demanding I void the prenup, my reply refusing, and sent them in a group message to everyone asking, this is what happened. Adrian gave me an ultimatum. Void the prenup or no wedding. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Silence followed. Then replies, some shocked, some apologetic, others angry I'd aired the truth. But the truth was alive. Still, the weight lingered. At midnight on Jerome's couch, the prenup's memory haunted me. It's clear. Fair words now a spark that ignited chaos. I heard Adrian sneer, your precious company. It wasn't about money. It was about my autonomy, my identity. Adrian didn't want a partner. He wanted submission. Sunday morning, what should have been my wedding day, was gray and still. No flowers, no champagne, just me, Jerome, and a dull ache in my chest. Jerome tried to lighten the mood. Golf heals a broken heart, or at least distracts it. I gave a weak smile, grateful for anything to escape the hate flooding my phone. By noon, we were at the country club, its polished floors and pristine lawns a stark contrast to my turmoil. It felt wrong to be there, swinging clubs instead of wearing a gown, but I needed normalcy. On the third hole, a man in a blazer approached. Miss Hagan, there's an issue at the clubhouse. My stomach dropped. An issue? He shifted uncomfortably. Your ex-fiancé is here. He's insisting. Jerome muttered, you've got to be kidding. But at the clubhouse, my blood froze. There was Adrian, in a full tuxedo, bow tie perfect, boutonniere pinned, holding white roses, hair slicked back, eyes gleaming like he was on a stage. And he was. Golfers paused, couples whispered, waitstaff froze. Adrian spread his arms. Jennifer, there you are. We're getting married today. I stopped cold. No, we're not. He stepped closer, voice too loud, smile shaky. I forgive you, darling, your tantrum, your fear. We can fix this. The photographer's at the beach. A small ceremony, just us. Jerome whispered, Jesus Christ. I shook my head, throat dry. Adrian, there's no ceremony, no wedding. It's over. His jaw tightened, but he forced a smile. Fine, I'll sign the prenup. You win. We'll print a new one. Just come with me. I swallowed hard. It's not about winning. It's about trust. Why would I marry someone who threatened to ditch me over a document 3 days before the wedding? His facade shattered, fury breaking through. You're ruining my life, he shouted, voice echoing. Everyone thinks I'm a fool, a gold digger, a joke. You did this. No, Adrian, I said, loud enough for all to hear. You did this when you tried to force me to sign away my protections, when you turned love into a bargaining chip. He stumbled back, roses falling, petals scattering like ash. Please, he whispered, sobbing. Don't leave me like this. His tears should have broken me, but instead I felt lighter. Jerome tensed, ready to step in, but the manager and security approached. Sir, you need to leave, the manager said. Adrian looked around, wild-eyed. She's my bride. She loves me. Tell them, Jennifer. I met his gaze. No, Adrian, I don't. Guards let him out, his cries fading until they were gone. The silence was heavy, then whispers stirred, not Greta's venom or Hendrik's judgment, but stranger's shock. A man in a polo said he tried to make her sign away her rights. A woman added, good for her. That took guts. Adrian would be the man who begged for a wedding that didn't exist. I was the woman who said no. For the first time in days, I could breathe. Monday morning, I arrived at my office, coffee bitter in my hand, craving the comfort of work, contracts, invoices, routine. But my sanctuary was under siege. Dorothy, my business partner, was waiting, her face grim. Jennifer, we've got trouble. My heart sank. What kind? She turned her screen to me. Emails flooded with client cancellations, others delaying. Adrian's father, Hendrik, is calling them, she said, furious. Saying you're unstable, had a breakdown, left his son at the altar. He's calling you a risk. This wasn't gossip, it was sabotage. I sank into my chair, head in hands. He's trying to destroy me. You won't lose them, Dorothy said sharply. But we need to act. Instead of crying, something in me steeled. I opened LinkedIn and typed, to those hearing about my breakdown, I'm fine. I chose not to marry someone who demanded I sign away legal protections without counsel to prove my love. In life and business, if someone says, sign this now, no lawyer, run. The $62,000 I lost on wedding deposits is nothing compared to the cost of marrying the wrong person. Sometimes the best choice is walking away. I hit post, heart pounding. Within an hour, it had hundreds of likes, comments from colleagues calling me brave, sharing their own stories. I wasn't just Adrian's villain. I was the woman who stood her ground. But his family wasn't done. At noon, Dorothy's phone rang. Hendrik's voice boomed over speaker. Your partner is ruining my son's reputation. Do you know the damage she's caused? Dorothy smiled coolly. With respect, sir, your son ruined his own reputation when he tried to coerce Jennifer into signing away her rights. She was smart to walk away. He sputtered. She humiliated him. No, Dorothy said, unflinching. He humiliated himself. Now we have a business to run. She hung up. I laughed, relief brief. That afternoon, I met Karina, Adrian's friend, at a quiet cafe. She seemed reasonable, always the peacemaker. Jennifer, he's not okay, she said, pained. Adrian's suicidal, hasn't eaten in days. I crossed my arms. He posted Instagram stories from a steakhouse last night. Her face reddened. He was pretending to be fine. Take him back, or at least pay the wedding costs. His family spent a fortune. My patience broke. His family spent nothing, I said icily. I paid for everything, dress, venue, catering, every penny. I have receipts. All they brought was a story they're still selling. Karina blinked. He said his parents paid half. He lied. Her face hardened. So you'll let him suffer? I'm letting him face his choices, I said. The same practicality he mocked in the prenup. She left in a huff. That night, Adrian posted on Facebook. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. I thought Jennifer loved me. She loved her money more. I'm heartbroken but grateful I learned before giving her my name. And yes, I'm keeping the ring. It's the least she owes me for 4 years. The $22,000 ring I was still paying off. Fury surged. I called my lawyer. He's keeping the ring, says I owe it to him. Advice. She was calm, almost amused. In our state, an engagement ring is a conditional gift. No marriage, no ring. It's yours. Want me to handle it? Yes, I said. You wanted proof of love, Adrian. Here's proof of something else. You don't win. 2 weeks later, the chaos quieted. Greta's threats slowed, Lucinda's guilt trips faded. But Adrian's family had one last move, the ring. My lawyer sent a demand. No marriage, no ring. Adrian refused. Greta called. You want the ring back after what you put my son through? He earned it for 4 years of his life. I gripped the phone. Love doesn't demand ultimatums, Greta, or signing away protections. Sue me over jewelry, you'll lose. She hung up. 2 days later, Lucinda stormed into my office, tossing a small box on my desk. Inside was the ring, gleaming, mocking. A note in Greta's handwriting read, I hope this ring brings you the joy you stole from us. May every woman who sees it know it was worn by someone who loved you, not your money. I stared, then closed the box. The next day, I sold it back to the jeweler for $18,000, a $4,000 loss. But compared to the $62,000 in deposits, or the cost of a divorce, it was a steal. More than that, it was freedom. A week after my LinkedIn post went viral, Winona, my college ex, messaged me. Sorry about the wedding mess. You made the right call. A prenup isn't an insult, it's a boundary. Anyone who disagrees is planning to take advantage. Coffee soon? I smiled. Winona, now a corporate lawyer, sharp and grounded, met me Thursday. She listened, laughed, shook her head at the insanity. Protecting yourself isn't mistrust, she said. It's wisdom. For the first time, I felt understood. Adrian's story unraveled. Friend said he was dating a restaurant owner, demanding access to his accounts because trust is everything. The man dumped him instantly. The cycle repeated. Greta and Hendrik still threatened to sue for $3,000 in travel costs. My lawyer laughed. Let them try. They have no case, and they'll embarrass themselves first. I believed him. So here I am weeks later. No longer a bride or fiancé, just Jennifer Hagen, 31, business owner, survivor. I lost a wedding, money, and people I once called family. But I gained courage to reject coercion, clarity to spot manipulation, and strength to protect myself, even when labeled heartless. If you're listening, engaged, or planning a future, hear this. If someone gives you an ultimatum 3 days before your wedding, run. If they call protection an insult, run faster. Love doesn't control or demand you sacrifice your future to prove devotion. Love stands with you, not over you. When I walked away, I learned that truth.